On 19th July 1983, Hong Kong police received a call. An old woman was walking past a banana groves field in the New Territories region of Hong Kong and found something strange in the field that she had never seen before throughout the thousands of times she walked past that field. A man lying on the ground, no longer breathing. Police dispatched a team to the banana field, and lying on the ground was a 30-something-year-old man. Appears to be local Chinese. A white cord was around his neck, and he seemed to have died of being strangled by the white cord. 1980s Hong Kong was full of gangs, organized crimes. In fact, it was the decade with the highest crime rate throughout Hong Kong's history. It would not appear to be a special case for the police at that time, as local gang finds and kills are common, and the victim appears to be local Chinese looking. So the police regarded this as a normal gang-related activity, a normal homicide in the beginning. But there was something strange to this body. The police couldn't find any ID card on that man. In fact, nothing could be found on that body except clothing and that white cord around the neck. The body was obviously cleaned on purpose. A deeper research revealed there was one thing that the murderer or the body cleaner missed: a coin found in between the victim's trousers linings. However, it wasn't a Hong Kong coin, but a 10-cent ringgit, the official Malaysian currency. Hong Kong police quickly realized they might be in for a long night. It might have been an international case, not just any gang fight victim. They searched through the database in the police department and found a Malaysian national that was reported missing, named Jalil Ibrahim. The police quickly arrived at an office Jalil had worked before he was killed. Found in that office was a diary of Jalil's and a colleague of his that had worked closely with him during Jalil's time in Hong Kong. The office belonged to an institute called Bumiputera Malaysia Finance, which was owned by the Malaysian bank, Bank Bumiputera, which Jalil worked for. The colleague, under the name Henry, told police that Jalil was out to see a client in the Regent Hotel of Hong Kong, but Jalil never told him who he was seeing. However, Jalil did carry with him 36,000 Hong Kong dollars in cash to the meeting, which was a commonly seen business practice at that time, as foreign business travelers, usually the wealthy ones, would request currency exchange services delivered to the hotel room. Back then, when cash was still the primary source of commercial activities, and Bank Bumiputera, being a Malaysian bank, had always provided that type of services in Hong Kong to traveling Malaysian businessmen. The diary found in Jalil's office, although it did not provide direct evidence of who the client was, did have that day's meeting circled. It appeared to be an important meeting for Jalil to attend. The hotel record showed that Jalil arrived at the Regent Hotel sometime in the afternoon that day, and he was seen meeting with a hotel guest at the lobby. That guest rented a room for that day, room 609, under the name Mac Fun Than. As the police carried out the investigation with all the potential eyewitnesses among the hotel staff, a housekeeper recalled she had to replace one of the bathrobe belts as it went missing, which doesn't happen all that often that a belt is missing but the bathrobe is still there. Another hotel staff told the police he helped Mac carry a very heavy suitcase out of the hotel room and loaded it into a taxi trunk. Out of all the staff interviewed, no one remembered seeing Jalil leaving the hotel, but some recalled seeing him enter This trip to the Regent Hotel was full of surprises. Findings came surprisingly easy, and all evidence at hand points to a man named Mac Phuong Thanh. Hong Kong police quickly organized a raid to an apartment in Ting Zi, which was believed to be where Mac was staying. After seeing the police, Mac jumped out of the apartment's window in an attempt to escape. The apartment was at level 3, and Mac injured himself with a jump. Mac was arrested on the spot. Interestingly, same as Jalil and Jalil's employer, Bank Bumiputera, Mac Phuong Thanh was also born in Malaysia. He claimed he was a Malaysian businessman who traveled frequently to Hong Kong. Mac admitted to him disguising as a successful Malaysian businessman and lured Jalil to the Regent Hotel for cash exchange. Mac also admitted to the police that in the heavy suitcase that was carried out that day was indeed Jalil. He took the taxi to a car rental and rented a car to dispose of the body. The police cross-checked with the car rental company Mac claimed he visited, and the evidence matched what he was saying. So far, all the physical evidence in Hong Kong police possession appeared to be attained without much effort, and Mac appears to be the murderer. But in order to prove murder in court, there are usually 4 elements to make a compelling case to the judge for the prosecution to be successful. First of all, the killing needs to be unlawful, which was an obvious box to tick. Secondly, the accused person caused the victim's death. Evidence has it that the witness testimonies point towards Mac being the last one in contact with Jalil before his death, and Mac admitted to disposing of Jalil's body. So very compelling evidence for the second point. And the third one, the accused acted consciously and deliberately. The evidence for this one was also compelling. A bathrobe belt from Mac's hotel room went missing and ended up being Jalil's murder weapon. But the fourth and the last element of the case, intent or motive of the murder. The Hong Kong police had a hard time trying to come up with a theory as to why Mac would commit such a murder. It would be very unlikely it was for that 36,000 Hong Kong dollar in cash Jalil brought to him. Yes, the cash went missing, and quite likely Mac did take it as an added bonus, but you would not make the planning to travel to a different country from Malaysia to Hong Kong, disguise, make appointments with Jalil weeks in advance, rent a 5-star hotel room just to steal that $36,000 from him, and then murder him for it. 36,000 Hong Kong dollars is just worth 4.5k US dollars. Still a reasonable amount of money, but certainly not worth the effort of planning so systematically, let alone committing a murder for it. Therefore, the police needed more thorough interrogations with Mac, with the focus of gathering evidence about his motive to commit this murder. Once again, it seemed like Mac was simply willing to confess to the police as long as you just asked him what happened. Mac said he was merely a transport guy. He could not commit the murder, or rather, he wasn't physically capable of doing so easily. He said it was a professional job done by a Korean hitman, and all that he knew was that hitman was named Mr. Shin, and Shin was a martial arts expert. Mac also claimed he received order from a top Hong Kong business executive to do what he did, and he was only there in Hong Kong because he was originally sent by a Malaysian government official, a high-ranking government official in that case. If what Mac is saying is true, this case in hand is no longer just any international criminal case. It involved so much more. It involved organized crime that is linked to local business elites as well as foreign government officials. The police recorded this interrogation in a 24-page document, and the Hong Kong police started to piece all of these together.